All right, hey everybody. Let's recap what happened last week so you know what to look for this week. All right, last week it started out pretty rough and pretty smooth. So it was a mixed picture with the Dow and S&P down. The Nasdaq was up, the dollar was down, the Russell 2K was up, VIX was up, Dow transports were down. The 2, the 5, and the 10-year, the 30-year were all up. The WTI and Brent crude and natural gas were also up. Silver, gold, copper, silver were down. There were a bullish case for Amazon, especially how they rolled into the Dow Industrial Average. The FTSE 100 in the UK was down. The DAX in Germany was up. The CAC in France was down. There's a road ahead for tech. Bank of America says oil is to stay around $60 to $80 a barrel. CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, is on bank expansion. Some say markets are over-concentrated in tech. Google's Gemini AI inaccuracies and their short maturity are leading the curve on the yield in the bond market. Russia oil trade with India is facing issues amid new sanctions and higher costs. Gen Z embraces safety capitalism. Bank of America is saying it's going to buy egregiously expensive stock. Almost 630,000 people are worth at least $30 million. Bitcoin soars past 60,000 for the first time since 2021. The stock market.com bubble fears comparison is overblown. Warren Buffett's cash pile has others fearing a recession, and their stock slides. Even BYD, the world's largest EV maker, doesn't want to touch the U.S. market. TV Scientific raised $9.4 million. The U.S. stock drops as traders mill revised GDP. CoverDash raises $13.5 million. Carvana says its AI assistant is doing the work of 700 people. And fresh off of TurboTax ruling, the FTC is now going after H&R Block. Beyond Meat's plans to have a price hike to turn brand around as sales keep slumping. And Tumblr, the social media site, is selling user data to train AI. PlayStation cuts 900 people a month before the CEO retires. Overtime Sports startup is on track for $100 million revenue. Boeing board shuts down the idea of moving back to Seattle. Then, as the week continued, major averages were in the green. Alphabet turns negative in 2024. Alphabet, Tesla, and Apple are negative. And the bond yields are up. Bitcoin over 56,000. Stock futures edge higher. The Dow, S&P, and the Nasdaq. Core PCE comes out a couple of days later. The 2, the 10-year, and the 30-year are down. Future price expansion mid caps is 15. Future price earnings and mid caps 15 times. The majors are on track for a 4th positive month in a row. Natural gas hovering around 2020 lows. Yield lowered ahead of inflation data. Bitcoin surges to 2021 highs. Ethereum hits 2022 highs. 53 billion in oil deal is in jeopardy. Sheen considers a London IPO rather than a NASDAQ IPO and a NYSE. The FAA slams Boeing's safety culture. The FTSE rose, the DAC rose, the CAC dropped, the FTSE in Italy rose, the Spanish stocks dropped. European stocks is a mixed picture after a global gridlock. Microsoft on the Microsoft teams up with Mistral AI. It's a Unity software. Each issues weak guidance. Analysts who predicted Amazon stock could eclipse $200 revamps target. The Dow ends nearly 100 points down as the stock rally stalls after a run to the record. Snowflakes, Frank Slootman, exits, and stocks drop more than 20%. Ultra-processed foods are linked to 32 health problems in the U.S. And also the U.S. stocks falling due to future PCE inflation. Boxable, BOXABL, burns investors' funds as its founders plan to cash out millions. The stock market is only 50% through this bull rally. The IRS free tax filing tool is open to residents in only 12 states. U.S. housing market added $2 trillion in value last year amid home shortages. Inventory supply will rise as boomer ownership falls. And there's this medicine called Viking, which is better than Ozempic. As we get to the midweek, Tesla Roadster sports car will be released next year. The major average are on track for a fourth winning month. The small caps announcing 3 out of 4 wins, monthly wins. Analysts are saying a 10% pullback in the S&P. Apartments in China are not selling with a 5-year outlook. Hedge funds are in the 90% ratio. Stock futures fall as Wall Street waits for the Fed's preferred inflation data. San Diego home prices rising and fastest in the nation. Paramount Global's earnings shows challenges in the streaming era. The Nasdaq, S&P, and the Dow end lower a day ahead of the key inflation gauge. The Apple car is dead, and the pressure is now on Apple's AI. Now, the United States Department of Justice is looking into the Boeing door plug blowout. The FAA ups the pressure on Boeing to improve quality control, and the stock outperforms its competitors on a strong trading day. Meanwhile, Berkshire Hathaway's Class B stock underperformed on Wednesday. Reliance Disney announces a giant India media merger. Top X at Disney executive Kevin Mayer tipped as the prime contender to succeed Bob Iger. Benchmark Kratos likely is GE's partner on the drone engine. Stories around Home Depot and Lowe's earnings failing to include nuances. Starbucks to hike wages for unionized workers. Wendy's has a dynamic fiasco. Wall Street wants your home. Toyota was right about hybrids all along. Detroit owes them an apology. Salesforce hires 1,800 new employees a month after massive layoffs. And on the last day of February, the Dow opened around 125 points lower. Kids on weight loss drugs. Apple generative AI plans become more important to its future. Boeing agrees to pay $51 million over export violations to China and other countries. The FAA gives Boeing 90 days to develop a quality control plan. Warren Buffett sees a bright future in fossil fuels. Berkshire Hathaway's Class B stock underperforms. Disney's heirs snub activist investors and throw themselves behind Bob Iger. Disney's Reliance merger is a streaming wars win in the sports-obsessed India without hurting its immediate financial performance. GE board of directors approve a spinoff of GE called GE Vernova. GE Vernova and GE Aerospace are to launch in April 2nd, 2024, so next month. Proxy advisor ISS backs Starbucks in a board challenge from labor groups. Best Buy CEO says laptops not innovative enough for shoppers to upgrade. Bitcoin to correct ahead near record. Well, Merrill and Wells Fargo are making Bitcoin ETFs more mainstream. Top Newsom donor partially exempt from the new $20 fast food wage law. UBS economist says China can rescue itself and restore confidence. C3 AI stock price soars 26% as earnings beat keeps AI hype strong. BlackRock says that prices will increase before longer-term decline. Companies reduce noise pollution from wind turbines with the help of owls. NVIDIA's AI chip boom could boost U.S. semiconductors industry jobs. Uber CEO Derek Hay unlocks massive stock options. And I hope everybody enjoyed their leap day. Now, the first trading day of March started like this. NASDAQ 4-month win streak wins. Elton John raised $20 million as he auctioned off his personal items, $1 billion in private sales of personal art and memorabilia, causing a 19% drop in auctions. The Eurozone inflation is at 2.6. The Dow 4-month. Boeing is in early talks to buy supplier Spirit Aero. PCE inflation for January. NASDAQ closes at a record high. The S&P and the NASDAQ close at fresh records on AI-boosted earning and easing yields. NVIDIA tops $2 trillion in valuation and pushes markets higher. Apple stock snubbed by Goldman Sachs as it falls behind Microsoft. Apple App Store falls short of the EU DMA rules. Spirit Aero system needs to come to in-house to be better managed by Boeing. Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated Class B stock underperforms Friday. FUBO CEO rips Disney's Warner Brothers Discovery and Fox Sports streaming venture, calling the media company practice of borderline racketeering by a cartel. Nike Class B stock falls underperforming market. United Health also shares the losses that contribute to the 100-point Dow Industrial drop. Candy bars are getting way less chocolatey as the prices of cocoa skyrockets. JP Morgan sees a 33% drop in Bitcoin prices. Tech stocks power fresh records. Dell stocks prices surge to an all-time high. 91% of the U.S. housing market is overvalued. And Eli Lilly stock outlook is in the weight loss drug sales top $60 billion by 2028. And OpenAI legal woes are stacking. And that's how the week ended, and we'll see how it begins in a few hours. All right. Hope you guys are getting enough rest and be ready bright and early.